Now, back to Steiny and Guru on 95.7 The Game.
You want to have a one-on-one conversation with Grandy? Do it after 2 o'clock. Okay?
Wow. He's in the mood,
Go.
We just got into it.
Welcome back to WFAN Radio. We're talking New York Jets.
We'll see.
And go ahead, Dibs. Come at me. I know you're mad.
I'm not mad
I
at
hijacked
all.
the conversation.
No, I mean, that was just typically selfish and rude.
I'm on Willard's side.
It's not even about Willard, and we'll get to Mr. Lobster coming up with the two of you buttering him up.
It's always about Willard.
Shelled or unshelled.
Hide the kids right now, man.
No. You don't have to hide the kids, but what the two of you do to him is pornographic.
Stop it.
And I'll just leave it at that.
Stop it.
You're not allowed to leave it at that. Nobody even knows what the hell you mean.
I just did.
But
you're not allowed to. Remember, Willard sent us the text that said he makes the rules.
That's right.
So he's saying you're not allowed to do that.
I make the rules.
Why are you playing with him, man?
I actually texted you that I don't make the rules.
Oh, is that what it said?
Yeah, check it.
Put your readers on.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, you were mad. I think
my readers.
I think you were mad about the target share, and I said, "Them's the rules. I don't make them."
Let me see.
I believe that's what I said. I could have been misquoted. It's possible. Yeah, you won't have to go back far. I've texted you about 5 times in the last 3 years.
Oh, no, Dan and Willard, I'm in charge. Them's the rules. I don't make them.
I don't make them. So,
look at you.
Hey, Willard,
what did I text the two of you earlier?
Oh, boy.
Joe Cap.
No, talking about Willard.
Because you were wrong. And
you texted them about me and you didn't tag me? Why are you scared of me?
I'm not scared of you.
You're not supposed to be. You're my partner.
I'll come at you all day,
Then
4
why don't
hours
you
a
tag
day.
me? Why don't you tag me on
I'm
it?
telling you now.
But you should have tagged me then. Now it's different.
It wasn't about you then.
The
It was
energy
about
in the room.
them.
But the energy in the room has changed. Why
It's
don't you
more
do it?
about
It really
them
has.
than it is about you. And I came at them because they treat you
was
like
me.
lobster.
Yeah.
They butter you up like you are lobster. And I texted Steiny
Well earned.
because when
come
Guru
at
is
him.
wrong, Steiny waits 0 seconds and he crushes him and he mocks him. So when Steiny's wrong, when you're wrong, I come at you. Because Fran Tarkenton didn't lose 4 Super Bowls, Steiny. Do your damn homework.
I said Vikings.
Joe Cap.
I said Vikings.
Joe Cap.
That's wrong.
No, you did not.
This is what you do, Goo. You just pretend you didn't say it. I never
said Fran Tarkenton.
No.
Incorrect.
No, he was in Fran was in 3. Joe Cap was in the other one.
You know what you did, Steiny? You know what you did?
What?
Is you said Fran Tarkenton and then you said Bud Grant.
Yeah.
Bud lost 4.
Right.
Fran lost 3.
Right.
Joe
And I
Cap,
texted
He
you.
cut me off, and I was going to mention Joe Cap.
Now I'm
We can go
offended.
to the tape, and
I
you can
didn't
go to
catch
the
on.
app.
No, not now.
And you know what? I'm sick of all 3 of you.
Oh, my gosh,
Lobster, I'm
he's
going to get to
real.
you a little bit later.
When's the wedding? Because the 4 of us are clearly getting married.
Well,
I mean,
tell you who's not getting married.
Only in Utah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you who's not getting married. Saleh and Aaron Rodgers.
That's a good
And this
pivot.
bonehead over here tried to defend
The Guru with his finger
Aaron
on the pulse of
Rodgers.
New York sports.
No, I just said
go
weeks
ahead.
ago when they
No,
went
that-
in for the bro hug during the game, it was euphoria.
They
And
look
Aaron
weird.
Rodgers said, "Hold on," and gave him that look. That was it, Saleh. You're gone. My point is, last year was a wash because they didn't get Rodgers. He got hurt week 1.
It's your opinion.
Okay, so now 5 games in, that constitutes me getting fired when you're playing your worst football, and we gave you your personal Mr. Hatchet offensive coordinator. Come on, I've been around. I get it. Let's just say Rodgers got Saleh fired, and he wanted to go. The first 2 years, his record was this.
20 and
He should have been
36 as a head
fired.
coach.
Come on.
But Guru's going to make the statement that he didn't deserve to be fired. And
He
I'm
didn't
saying, what are
kiss
you talking
Rodgers'
about?
ass, and that's what got him fired.
Okay, well,
I'm just not in a position to make that statement.
Hold to the side whether he deserved to get fired. I don't know that anybody, right? Like, are you arguing, Steiny, that this wasn't about Aaron Rodgers?
No.
That's why I'm asking questions.
No.
What are you arguing then?
Guru made a blanket statement.
Oh, my God.
That he said Robert Saleh did not deserve to get fired.
Okay.
And I just said, well, hold on a sec. Can we really say that and it be accepted as fact? Well, I don't know. He was 20 and 36 in 3+ years.
But tell him why he got fired, because now you'll answer his question.
What do you mean?
Tell him you said he didn't kiss.
Do you think Robert Saleh signed off on Rodgers coming to the Jets?
I said yes.
Or do you think he was force-fed?
Signed off.
Yeah, you had nothing at quarterback.
Yeah, I would.
So tell him
then
why
you
he
got
got
to coach
fired.
then you got to coach the guy.
Oh, okay, right. then you got to kiss his butt.
You are Robert Saleh.
Okay.
And he is Aaron Rodgers. So Rodgers is Rodgers. Saleh got to figure it out.
I guess that's fair. But
Go on, Willard.
Well, it doesn't mean
Come on, Willard.
It doesn't mean that Rodgers needed to Rodgers.
No.
At age 40 after a torn Achilles.
Make no mistake.
And 3 picks.
Make no mistake.
Which were his fault.
Make no mistake. I'm not saying Guru's wrong. I'm saying it's possible that he did deserve to get fired.
Well, I don't even know how the hell any of us could know that. I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on behind the scenes.
That's why I said we don't know.
Well, but that to me feels like it's escaping what's clearly the elephant in their room,
on the table,
which is
that Aaron Rodgers did this.
Okay, yeah, but I think
a better question is, did Aaron sign off on this?
Oh my God,
I don't know.
And if you think, of course we don't know, but if you think yes, then I would argue the Jets are doing some dirty business. When you're handing that kind of power to a 40-year-old torn Achilles,
45.
Yeah, like that's.
All these things.
If they want to fire him separate of Aaron, well, then that's their decision.
Yeah.
It certainly feels like it's got Aaron's fingerprints on it.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is kind of irrelevant.
Well, I think it's relevant based on Aaron's age, injury history, and how he's performed.
I mean, here's what I'm saying. For all we know, one of the big criticisms of Saleh is, like it used to be with Schottenheimer, he's a coordinator. He's not really a head coach. He's more of a coordinator. Well, then that's an issue.
Maybe.
And that's all I'm saying.
He's also a defensive guy, though.
Yeah.
Which my bet is that's what Aaron actually doesn't like.
Maybe.
He wants an offensive head coach.
Aaron.
Well,
Aaron.
Right.
Aaron. We're talking about
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron. Exactly. Yeah. If you really want to look at the issue, and you can point the finger at Robert Saleh all you want, but let's talk about Joe Douglas, a guy who traded a first and 2 seconds to get Aaron Rodgers, even though he would have been a free agent. But he was champing at the bit so much that he had to have Aaron Rodgers, so he gave up draft capital. And why don't you talk about what Joe Douglas's record is as GM before you disparage Robert Saleh and his record, and maybe go further up the chain.
Woody Johnson.
Yeah. And do you realize that they have the longest playoff drought?
13 years.
In the Big Three?
Yeah, 13 years.
Right. So we're going to go ahead and say it's Robert Saleh who deserved to be fired. Well, that to me is a nonsensical thumbnail sketch take.
Okay.
And if you want to look deeper into the problems of the Jets, it goes further up than Robert Saleh. And you know what?
Right.
You should be sending him a congratulatory message because Robert Saleh is getting paid to vacation with his family, and it's a liberation sensation because he doesn't have to preside over that mess with that high-maintenance ayahuasca-taking bust of a 40-year-old quarterback. I'm congratulating Robert Saleh. You got freed, my friend.
Well, he's going to be first.
That thing's a mess.
He'll be first in line for defensive coordinator positions next year.
But
I wouldn't take it if I were him. He's getting paid next year, too.
Oh, well, why not, though?
I'd be chilling.
Yeah, but
I'd be chilling for the next head coaching job.
You know, coaches coach, players play.
And what about the rumors out there? I don't want to get political, but in London, he had a Lebanon flag on his sleeve. Robert Saleh did, and Woody Johnson. We all know that. So if you want to put that together, if that floats your boat, and maybe that, I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
But here's
these days now, Willard, I'm like, man.
Sure, but here's where my mind goes, because I also know NFL teams will overlook a lot of things politically and socially if they think they can win football games. So my mind goes to Aaron Rodgers again from this standpoint. Put aside Robert Saleh and think about where we were a week ago with the Jets. You're Aaron Rodgers. You are now healthy. You have Garrett Wilson. You have Breece Hall. You have another rookie running back named Braylon Allen who comes in and also looks
Alan
good.
Lazard.
And you're at home.
Lazard was your handpicked number 3, and Mike Williams is getting healthier by the week. That's what you have. And you're at the front of the line for Devontae Adams?
And you lost 10-9?
And they're going to get him.
There you go.
At home.
And so that comes from Aaron.
That's on Robert, I'm sure.
Well, but
come on.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that
right.
comes
Get
from
out of here.
Aaron.
And they're going to get Devontae, too. That's where he's going to end up.
I don't know if it's where he's going to end up. You might be right. But if you're Aaron and you're calling the GM, we could get Devontae, I'd be like, you've got plenty. Get downstairs and practice. You're turning Garrett Wilson into just a guy.
Man.
And Garrett is phenomenal.
Yeah, he is.
He's phenomenal.
He had 15 targets this weekend.
Right, and that's how many he needs to get 100 yards because everything, you want to talk dink and dunk.
Yep.
Go watch that team play. They can't get the ball downfield. So, this is a tough one for Robert. I'll leave open Steiny for I don't know what the hell else is going on. But the on-field product, to me, that's hard. I'm hard pressed to put that on Robert.
It's a win for Robert. I look at it because
4 years now.
I get it,
dude. That thing is broken. Yeah, 4 years now. He had Zach Wilson last year. He
drafted him.
Did he draft him? Yeah, because he's the GM, right?
Well,
is he the GM?
I don't think so.
Joe Douglas.
So let me ask you a question.
Put some respect on Joe Douglas's name.
So let me ask you this:
before you disparage Robert Saleh.
Do you think Kyle Shanahan
different structure?
No.
Oh, totally different structure.
When he took over, the 49ers were a mess. Yes?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. 2 years and a Super Bowl run. In the third year, he never really got the quarterback. He got Garoppolo.
Right.
Do you believe if Kyle Shanahan would have followed up those 2 years and been 20-36, the 49ers wouldn't have fired him?
They probably would have, but he was not in the same spot as Robert Saleh, who is not the GM. Kyle was the GM. So Kyle was linked to what they did in the front office. He brought in the GM. When Robert Saleh got the job, Joe Douglas was there. And Woody Johnson was there. And so Robert Saleh walked into that. And do you think that he was like, you know what? We need to bring in Aaron Rodgers and we need to draft Zach Wilson. None of those things, I believe, were on his desk, and he was just the coach. So it's a different structure.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Twitch and YouTube powered by First NorCal Credit Union.
I don't know if I get the comp because the Jets weren't good when Saleh.
Right. Neither were the Niners when Kyle took over.
But you comped them to what would happen after Kyle went to the Super Bowl.
No. It was before that. So they go.
I see.
So Kyle comes in for 2 years.
Yeah.
They're terrible. And they don't go to the Super Bowl that third year.
I don't know.
And now he's 20-36 after 3+.
I'm not saying he's done a great job. I'm not well versed on it enough.
Exactly.
I do know they went 7-10 with people named Zach and Billy and
their
Tim
defense, his specialty balled every week.
Yes, they did. They did. This is good defense.
So you're telling me you knew 5 games, Dibs?
That's why you don't hire a coordinator to be a head coach.
Somebody knocked at your door who has the power.
I love it.
And shout out Ghost. And that's Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, nothing like piling on a guy who just got fired. Where was this energy, I don't know, last Friday?
My energy,
when they were still struggling.
My energy is from the unequivocal statement that this guy did not deserve to be fired. Who knows?
Well, you're just saying that you hire a coordinator to be a head coach.
Well, that's right, because I'm trying to win an argument right now. This is about
losing the argument.
Oh,
and it's
You're defending a broken franchise. You're defending the worst franchise in the NFL based on playoff drought, and you're using that as a reason to say that Robert Saleh is the problem?
They haven't made the playoffs for 13 years. He missed for the last 3. They clearly assumed he was going to miss for 4, and they said he's not turning it around.
After 5 games.
After 5 games.
Then fire him 7 weeks ago.
That's all,
if
Dibs.
you are not a broken organization.
What's wrong with giving him a chance?
So 5 games is a chance?
I'm just saying.
Is 5 games a chance?
It's been 56 games.
Is 5 games a chance?
What do you mean?
Would you argue?
You don't think his track record had anything to do?
If
you
he
think
was
fired in 4 months ago.
And if he lasted to get the new quarterback who got hurt in game 1, that constitutes me getting 1 season out of Aaron Rodgers.
I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying, except
you got a raw
you
deal,
guys.
That's all.
No,
I'm not going to argue the right.
That's your opinion.
I think the middle ground here, from what I'm hearing you guys say, like did his previous years affect this? Sure, but that's based on Steiny, the concept that the Jets front office did this. And I think other people, and I'm one of them, believe Aaron Rodgers did this.
Dibs is one of them.
So if Aaron Rodgers did this, and you don't have to buy that premise.
No, I do.
If
I'm
you
sure he was in on it.
Then he only got 5 games. Because these are the only 5 games he's played with Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I mean, Rodgers was around all last year. I mean, he was on the team.
He's limping around watching games. I don't know what that does for you. He's on record.
He didn't play last year, but half a game.
Okay, the next Bay Area coach who starts 20 and 56 or whatever, 20 and 36, well, just let him finish out the season. Like, all I'm saying is somebody in that organization felt like we can't turn it around.
But what if that person is Aaron?
What if
Tell him
what you're saying? I feel like you're wrong.
I don't believe Aaron Rodgers could get himself solidified
hold on,
if the organization didn't want that.
Tell Mark that you fault Robert Saleh for not kissing Aaron Rodgers' ass because you knew what that.
I do.
That's when
I absolutely do.
Okay.
In this day and age of professional sports, where the players have so much clout.
Yeah.
Yes, as a coach, you have to figure out how to coach them. That's what I think. I just do.
Not an easy job.
No, it's not.
With that player. I don't mean in general. I mean with that player.
Oh, man.
That's not an easy job, especially when you're a defensive mind. That's not easy.
I'm just saying, like,
Aaron is the type that you saw it. He'll throw a pick and go yell at the ref.
Dude.
He'll fumble the ball and scream at the left tackle. It's like, dude. You know what I mean?
Get over yourself,
he
man.
very much looks like a lacking accountability type player. I've never talked to Aaron, but like when you watch him play football in the second half of his career, he has a look about him as if everything he's doing is always perfect, and when it doesn't go right, it's somebody who messed up around him. And that's tough.
I'm not arguing
his teammates have been on record saying what a hard teammate he can be.
That's
all fair. I'm not even necessarily disagreeing with you. I'm saying that's a hard job, and if you did really only get 5 weeks to do it,
man,
yeah, it's tough.
Well,
it's a tough decision.
But
Kyle Shanahan
he got 5 weeks this year.
5
with
weeks.
Aaron.
Yeah. Right.
With Aaron.
With the 5th game being the one that I threw 3
total with Aaron.
Think about how it started. You can start in July when Aaron would rather have been doing ayahuasca in Peru, wherever he was, than come into camp. So he already was doing double middle finger to the Robert Saleh era. So fire him then.
And don't you dare come in for a hug. Remember, that was just the worst.
Shanahan did. They at least asked Shanahan what his surprise level or what his reaction was to the news, and he just said, I sent him a text, but we're so backed up on a Thursday week, I haven't had a chance to talk to him, but he did then say a few sentences about how surprised he was that it was that quick. That's pretty difficult.
Probably meant it quick this year.
Well, no, his point is like, do they play the Bills this week? Do the Jets play the Bills? Because Kyle insinuated that they're playing for first place this week. That's pretty tough to fire a guy in week 6 when you're right in the, quote, thick of it. One way or another, they're only a game out of first place in the AFC East.
Right.
And that's my man.
And
the defense is the 4th rated in the league.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's tough. I
get it. Aaron, you wanted them going.
Tough situation.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan was 29 and 36 after 4 years with a NFC championship.
After 4.
So, but 29 and 36. He had 3 bad years, 1 good year.
Right, but the big year was the 3rd year. That was huge. Once you win in a 3rd year, you probably buy yourself the next year.
Yeah, but
some don't
and the
even
next
get
year
that
they were
3rd
6 and 10, and they stunk.
Some don't even get it. Like Brian Flores, he got fired after 3 years. His record was 500.
And how's that working out now?
Well,
I
don't like. I'm just not purporting to say back here that he did or didn't deserve it. He's been there for a while now.
I'll just say this. When you see the lead story on ESPN.com is the Jets owner publicly stating that the decision to fire Saleh was, quote, mine alone, and that's the number one story on the internet. Well, that tells you that the opposite is true.
All day
that's why it's the number one story, because nobody buys that.
Well, what if who knows? What if we had 100 Jets fans in here?
Okay.
And 90% of them said, fine, this guy's, he's a coordinator. He's like Schottenheimer. He shouldn't be a head coach. He's really a defensive coordinator.
But New York
fans
off the hook. New York fans always think that after 5 games. Do you know what I mean? I'm not even disputing you. To me, this is about if the Jets were tired of him, because something's going on behind the scenes like we don't know. You just brought up Flores. Turns out that his quarterback 2 years later wants to go on a podcast in tears about the way that Flores treated him. Those are the things we don't know. But this just reeks of Aaron. It reeks of Aaron. Man. And if it's Aaron, then I would buy. That's a pretty tough deck of cards. That's a pretty difficult hand to get dealt.
Well, the reason it was a very difficult hand is because Saleh came into the year with 3 losing seasons in a row.
And expectations. Which are really, but I mean, those are the things that always drive the bus, right? Your coach of the year, how? By being good when you didn't have expectations. So go ahead and give the award to Kevin O'Connell now. That's already done because we thought you were going to suck and you're 5-0. But the reverse then becomes true too. And we said for 2 years you're a quarterback away. And now you got a quarterback and you're only 2-3 and not scoring a lot of points. But I'd actually argue we don't really know that you got a quarterback. You got a guy who used to be a quarterback. Tough. That's all I'm saying.
And that's why when you say Robert Saleh deserved or did not deserve to get fired.
I don't know that one way or the other.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he did or didn't, but
he didn't if this came from Aaron. That's my opinion.
Well, it's still
Disagree
on the coach.
with him. Come at him.
What do you mean?
I mean, you disagree with him. Let's go. Let's hear it.
He just wants you to fight with me.
I mean, I want that same energy that he brings elsewhere. Both these guys.
You know what I guess it is?
Dude, come on.
You know what I guess it is? I guess it's
come on, exactly.
I guess I'm not I'm not afraid to say I'm not sure if Saleh deserved to get fired or not.
I'm pretty confident to say this. If you think that he deserved to be fired, all you have to do is look at the organization that fired him and realize that they are the Los Angeles Clippers. You stink. The last time you were in the playoffs, Mark Sanchez was your quarterback.
Okay.
That is 2010. Your organization is a joke. Your owner's a moron.
Fair.
Your GM is an imbecile.
Okay.
And if you want to use a 40-year-old broken down, drug-doing quarterback as your barometer.
Wait a minute.
No.
You can't say he's a drug-doing.
Is ayahuasca a drug?
It's a medical drug.
Has he or has he not admitted to doing ayahuasca?
I mean,
you do realize that.
Are you going to cut me off and deny
You asked me a question.
Yes. And
ayahuasca is a medical.
Okay, it's Schedule 1.
Well, I'm just saying.
Fine. Is it still a drug? Yeah.
Okay, so you're a drug taker too.
No, not in a long time now. I'm years clean.
You're not on any prescription.
Like Advil?
I mean, yeah, Advil's a medicine. I wouldn't say it's a drug, but yeah,
It's pharmaceutical.
I'm a drug doer. Fine. And if you want me to go to the boss and say, you know what? Steinmetz needs to be out, and he buys it, then that's foolish because Steinmetz does not deserve to be fired. Aaron Rodgers is the one who did this, and your GM is an imbecile, and your owner's a moron. So if you want to say that he deserved to be fired, which is what you've said for 4 hours, Steiny, you can go ahead and do that. The Jets are a joke.
Hey, last Jets coach fired in season. Willard and Dibs. I'm not asking you. I know you don't know.
Who cares?
What was the question?
Last Jets coach fired in season.
Fired in season?
Not Adam Gase.
1976.
Oh, wow.
Weeb Eubanks.
Really?
Yeah.
Weeb Eubanks.
So I don't know who the hell that was.
Lou Holtz.
Well, he didn't deserve it.
Replaced by who?
I didn't get that far.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's Holovac, whoever that is.
So, just answer me this.
Interim.
How are you guys
Holovac.
How are you guys going to spin this to a victory when Jeff Albrecht gets him on a 5-game winning streak?
First of all, there's no T in his last
It's
name.
Albrecht.
But that doesn't get you off the hook.
Yes, it does.
Don't correct him.
Of course it
Who's
does.
to say they wouldn't have won 5 with Saleh?
Oh, okay. And then who's to say that when I was saying the Giants, if they win it next year, it's actually Farhan's team, you didn't want to give me that.
Yeah, because that's a stretch.
What if they lose the next 2 in a row? They're on prime time the next 2 weeks. Buffalo and
lucky
Pittsburgh.
us. Brees Hall is non-factor in fan. I lost.
Yep.
Yeah, if you want to get mad, it's whoever the hell's in charge of not handing the ball off to Brees Hall.
And if you really want to get mad, look at their offensive line, which is an absolute sieve.
By the way, I don't want to get mad.
Oh, he's doing his thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Left
he's doing his thing. It takes a unit.
Did you guys get the breaking news on Hufanga? Did you put that out there? He's got torn ligaments in his wrist. He's out at least a month.
Wow.
Yep.
The Carfax report grows.
What's that for? What's that facial expression?
Say what you mean.
Your facial expression is like, whatever.
It's not whatever.
It's because he's given up on the season. That's why.
You're the one who came in here. I'm out. He was talking wild card, and you let him get away with it the other day.
You deserve to be out.
Exactly.
On 95.7 The Game.
Exactly.